Imagine you are walking down a dark, empty street at night. Suddenly, the hairs on your arms stand up, your chest tightens, every muscle in your body screams at you to turn around. You do. And a split second later, a speeding car without headlights roars past, mounting the pavement exactly where you were standing. How did you know? You did not see it. You did not hear it. For centuries, science dismissed this as luck, coincidence, or sheer superstition. Barrel. They called it a glitch in human perception, but they were wrong. A team of rogue AI researchers just used a deep neural network to crack this exact mystery, and what they discovered has terrified the scientific community. AI has officially decoded a secret human skill that scientists claimed was impossible. It turns out, your body has been running a hidden biological supercomputer in the background of your life, predicting the future. And now, the machines know exactly how to read it. Historical archive. To understand how massive this discovery is, we have to look at the massive roadblock science has been stuck behind for over a century. It is called the problem of tacit knowledge. Simply put, humans know far more than they can explain. Think about how you ride a bicycle, or how an art expert can look at a multi-million-dollar painting for half a second and instantly declare it is a fake without being able to explain why. When asked how they did it, the expert will simply shrug and say, "I just felt it." To traditional science, this answer is incredibly frustrating. It is not peer-reviewed. It cannot be mapped on a spreadsheet. Because classical science relies on logic and step-by-step algorithms, it has spent decades dismissing the human gut feeling or intuition as a primitive, unreliable relic of our evolutionary past. They told us that relying on intuition was dangerous. They tried to train us to ignore our bodies, to only trust what can be measured by traditional rigid instruments. Man ignoring inner voice. But this created a massive paradox. If intuition is just a glitch, why are the most successful people on Earth, from elite fighter pilots to billionaire investors, notoriously reliant on their gut instincts? Why does a master surgeon occasionally change their entire surgical plan mid-operation based on a weird feeling, only to save the patient's life? The medical books could not explain it. The biology textbooks had a massive, gaping hole where our most powerful survival mechanism should be. For years, brave researchers tried to bridge this gap. In the 1990s, scientists designed a famous test known as the Iowa gambling task. Subjects were given 4 decks of cards, 2 good decks that yielded steady, small wins, and 2 bad decks that offered high rewards but devastating, catastrophic losses. The game was rigged, but the players did not know that. On average, it took players about 80 card draws to consciously figure out the pattern and avoid the bad decks. But here is where things get weird. The researchers attached biometric sensors to the players' palms to measure tiny micro-sweat responses, indicators of stress. They discovered that after drawing just 10 cards, the players' sweat glands began to spike every single time they reached for a bad deck. Their bodies knew the game was rigged 70 cards before their conscious brains figured it out. Their hands actually physically resisted touching the bad decks. The body was reacting to a complex statistical pattern without any conscious awareness. B-roll man confused looking at cards. Yet, despite this proof, classical neurological models could not find the signal path. How does the body process this data? Traditional brain scans, like fMRIs, were too slow to capture the lightning-fast, subterranean calculations happening below the conscious threshold. We lacked the processing power to map the millions of microvariables. We needed something that could see the invisible threads connecting our eyes, our skin, our hearts, and our neural networks. We needed an artificial mind to understand our own And that is when the numbers began to truly terrify scientists. Let us look at the raw bandwidth of the human experience. Your sensory organs, your eyes, ears, skin, nose, are constantly bombarding your nervous system with roughly 11 million bits of data every single second. B-roll, fast-paced city footage with data overlays. 11 million, that is like streaming a high-definition movie directly into your spine every second. But do you know how much of that data your conscious mind can actually process? Just 40 bits, not 40 million, not 40,000, just 40 single bits. That means 99.999% of your reality is completely blacked out from your conscious awareness. Your conscious mind is like a guy holding a tiny flashlight in a massive pitch-black warehouse. He thinks he sees the whole world, but he is missing the massive structures lurking just inches outside the beam. But where does that massive mountain of unprocessed data go? It does not just disappear. It is processed by your subconscious mind. Your body runs a highly sophisticated, silent operating system that operates at speeds we can barely comprehend. It reads the micro-expressions of people around you, the atmospheric pressure, the subtle pitch changes in background noise, and even ultra-low frequency electromagnetic waves. Your body is constantly compiling massive, hyper-complex probability models of what will happen next. And when it detects a high probability of danger or opportunity, it does not waste time sending a memo to your slow conscious mind. It bypasses logic entirely. It sends a surge of adrenaline, a sudden clenching of the gut, or an inexplicable urge to move. It is a biological cheat code. This brings us to the groundbreaking experiment that changed everything. A team of cutting-edge artificial intelligence researchers decided to stop guessing. They hooked up hundreds of human subjects to a massive array of biometric sensors. These sensors tracked everything: pupillometry, heart rate variability, micro-muscle contractions, galvanic skin response, and high-density EEG brainwaves. Then, they put the subjects through a series of unpredictable cognitive tests designed to trigger intuitive decisions. Instead of using traditional human analysis, they fed this massive, multidimensional stream of real-time biological data into a deep learning neural network. They tasked the AI with one simple objective: find out if there is a pattern in intuition. And the AI found it. It did not just find a pattern, it decoded the exact algorithm of the human sixth sense. The AI revealed that our intuition is actually an incredibly advanced distributed computing network that spans your entire body. Glowing vagus nerve system in human body. The neural network mapped a highly active communication loop between the enteric nervous system in our gut, often called the second brain, the heart, and the amygdala. When faced with an unpredictable scenario, your gut and heart actually start calculating the outcome before the brain does. Text overlay. Even more shocking, the AI showed that the body's predictive signals start firing up to 6 seconds before a major event occurs. Graph showing biological signals spiking before. The researchers watched in utter disbelief as the AI predicted exactly what choice a human would make and whether they would survive a simulated threat, long before the human subject even made a conscious decision. The AI proved that what we call intuition is not a mystical force or a lucky guess. It is a highly precise, mathematically sound biological prediction engine that is constantly running calculations on variables we do not even know exist. But this is where the story takes a deeply unsettling, unexpected turn. Once the AI decoded how this human predictive engine works, the researchers decided to push the experiment even further. They wondered, what happens if we program this biological logic into an AI model itself? Traditional AI is notoriously bad at handling situations with incomplete data. It needs massive amounts of clean data and millions of trial runs. If a drone is flying through a chaotic, burning forest, a traditional AI gets overwhelmed by the variables and crashes. 90% fan. But the researchers built a new kind of neural network modeled exactly on the distributed computing of human intuition. They gave the AI gut instincts, the ability to bypass logical step-by-step thinking and make split-second decisions based on incomplete, chaotic pattern recognition. High-speed drone flying through full. The results were staggering. The intuitive AI navigated the chaotic environments with a 400% increase in efficiency. It solved complex mathematical equations and predicted market crashes using a fraction of the power of a standard supercomputer. But this raises a chilling question. If AI now understands our subconscious survival code better than we do, what happens when that power is turned against us? The big tech companies are already collecting your biometrics through smartwatches, eye trackers, and phone cameras. If an AI can read your physiological signals, it will know what you're going to buy, who you are going to vote for, or when you are feeling vulnerable, seconds before you even realize it. Your intuition, your ultimate, ancient biological defense system, could be hacked and turned into the ultimate tool of control. Majestic nature. We stand at a bizarre crossroads in human history. For generations, we were taught that the mind is the only source of intelligence, and that our bodies were just biological vehicles carrying our brains around. But AI has just validated what ancient cultures have known for millennia. Your body is an incredibly advanced sensory instrument. It is plugged directly into the fabric of reality, processing millions of data points every microsecond. As we move deeper into the age of AI, the ultimate human skill might not be our ability to code or calculate. It will be our ability to listen to our bodies, to reconnect with that silent, powerful, inner supercomputer that makes us uniquely human. Because in a world of artificial minds, our biological intuition is our greatest superpower. AI News Network logo. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and understand how AI is unlocking the deepest secrets of human nature, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. We are releasing deep dives like this every single week. What do you think? Have you ever had a gut feeling that saved your life? Let us know in the comments below.